All right, welcome to my FX Buddies, the podcast. And I say podcast because there are multiple mediums on which you can engage with this content. But the best way, and the way you're gonna want to go today, because I have a video, the video is in Arabic anyway, right? But it's, the message in it was able to translate and sensibly. It's a sensible translation also, because there's been some other ones I wanted to bring you, but they just didn't make sense. But anyway, the translation. All right. But anyway, so it's been boring. It was a boring week, but it closed out strong. Yes. So that's why I'm recording today. Plus, I think it's been 3 days since the last one. And I'm hoping this weekend it will pick up. Man, but anyway, so I got my TV channel back. I don't know if I told you. So I have, where's my phone? So I have some stuff to read you. Okay. You know, I was gonna say here in America, it was Halloween, but guess what? Let's see. Oh, this is the one. Look at that. This is Iraq news. And look at the little cuties. Little witches. No, I'm just kidding. For those of you who can't see, they're Halloween brings joy to Baghdad's children. And they're coloring, and they have their faces painted, and they have makeup on, and they're dressed like little witches in Baghdad. So I thought Halloween was just an American thing, isn't it? I don't know. I don't celebrate it anyway. We stopped celebrating Halloween decades ago. But anyway, so that's our influence. That's what we're exporting. Halloween. But anyway, all right. So yeah, it was it's early enough where this should be uploaded today, October 31st, Friday. All right, so we'll get into it. I'll tell you a lot of stuff that I just didn't feel like posting, but it's good. It's good for them. It has nothing to do with the RV, right? But today, this was the big news today. Iraq's banking revolution, the CBI's master plan. Now, I'm trying to hide something from you guys. It's a 5-year plan, okay? But don't stress out over that. Of course, it's a 5-year plan because they're going to be making changes for more than 5 years. Think about it. They're about to give, whenever they do, they're going to change the rate. They're going to get new money. Then they're going to say, that new money we just gave you, guess what? You don't even need that because you can swipe your card. You can tap your phone even, right? And guess what? Now that they have the electronic signature, and some of them are the size of an iPad, guess what'll be next? Oh, just show your face. Just face scan, and you can pay with your face, just like they do in China, right? So, yes, 5 years out, but if they keep going, accelerating like they are now, it won't even be 5 years before they have that. It'll probably be 2 years, especially if the people just go along with it, right? But anyway, so this is a long one. This is a shorter one. Oh no, I don't know. It might be about the same, but we're going to go with this. So the real title is Ali Al-Alaq. The central bank is working on 2 plans to reform the banking system. We have entered advanced stages. And they kind of hinted that at the debut or grand opening or whatever of the Arab Bank in Iraq, right? So, the CBI governor spoke about the details of 2 plans the bank is working on as part of reforming the banking sector, noting that the reform process has entered advanced stages, whatever that means, right? But and it doesn't really say. Let's see, they're working intensively, okay? Not just working, but intensively. Oh, let me make this larger, right? On 2 plans. The first, to reform the government banking sector, and the second, to reform private banks in cooperation with an international company. The 2 plans have made very significant progress, and we are now in advanced stages of this work. We expect to proceed with steady steps within the plan, which will lead to the achievement of a stable banking sector capable of communicating with the outside world and of making a qualitative contribution to the national economy. And this word, qualitative, has been in the news because they did something with healthcare. They're calling that a qualitative leap. They're opening this hotel that took 7 years, but they only have pictures of the outside. When they have a video of the inside, I'll show you that. But, I mean, all those, you've seen one like 5-star. Okay, let me say, you've seen pictures of 5-star hotels. They all look the same, right? The lights, the fountains, everything. Show me the inside, right? But anyway, so it will also be able to keep pace with global transformations. See, those global transformations is what's going to be the 5 years out, especially digital ones, and respond to the requirements of various economic aspects in harmony with general trends and major transformations. So then you can read, banks are now facing a historic decision, noting that the reform plan has faced mixed reactions, but the central bank has been clear in its position on reform. He stressed that a meeting was held with all banks, and we explained that this plan is not an option, okay? You get on board or you get left behind, you get shut down, but rather a path linked to a local and international legal, regulatory, financial, and digital requirements that cannot be ignored, and there is a strong determination to implement it. Ooh, a strong determination. He continued, we have entered into a series of dialogues and discussions with the banks and listened to the different viewpoints, noting that there is a very high rate of response from most banks who enter into the reform plan, and they have given a commitment to that, explaining, we are about to start a new phase to follow up on the implementation of the reform steps. And remember, what did I tell you? They have 3 phases of things. They approve, they implement, and they activate. So we're in implementation, and that's wonderful. And here's the last could be painful sentence. Ali Al-Alaq indicated in his speech that within 5 years or sooner, okay, let's focus on that. Let's focus on the or sooner. We will witness a different banking sector in Iraq. So, I still don't see who he's speaking to, right? This is the news. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't say who he gave this speech to. Maybe it was just on TV. I don't know. But I've been watching the TV all day. Well, I think I told you I had 2 favorite channels. One I can't get. They get around the VPN, I guess. But I'm getting the other one. Okay, and guess what? They're showing them a new commercial. I call it an infomercial. So, it's the CBI. There's a new thing in the CBI. I call it a LED display. So, it's not a TV-like thing that's on the wall. It's like it has a circular platform and then a pole that goes up. And then the screen is maybe 3 feet long, maybe 2 feet wide. And I'm just saying LED because it shows images. I don't know. You know me. You know I don't have the right words. But, so this weekend, like they're running it right now. Again. So this weekend I'm hoping I can get a picture of it. But it's new. It hasn't been there before. And so it could be like, maybe it's the thing that tells you go to window 4, right? But they don't wait in line like we do. They have chairs sitting there, and you sit in the chair, and then they call you and you get up and go. So they showed that really briefly. They talked to like 3 different people, and let me see. One of the men said, shoot. That's not what I want. What time is it? Okay. Nope. That's not what I want either. I should have had this ready. I apologize. Okay. One of them said, government recommendation. The government promotes a culture of electronic payment. Right? Central bank continues demands. Sorry. Central bank says continuous demands open banks. So I'm thinking I know that's bad, but hey, that's what I'm going to get. That's the translation I'm going to get. I think they're saying that people are demanding new banks open, or the central bank is demanding the banks open new with the new services. So hopefully I could get articles, because remember it's Friday and the news doesn't come out, right, because it's their holy day. It doesn't come out till later. But yeah, so I got my TV back, and let me see. Yeah, that's it. There's some other stuff, but I'll get to that in a minute. Alright, so here's that. Okay, so remember the Arab bank in Iraq got confirmation that, so I connected to someone who knows someone who has a relative in Iraq, but I can't bombard them with a bunch of questions, right? So, and I can only listen to what they say, right? But that bank is funded by mostly Kuwait, and then so they showed that we at the last video had them Kuwait and Bahrain, and one other group was there, or one other country bank was there. But also that is going to be very advanced with all the digital stuff, and it's going to have the key card. Remember the international smart card? It's not the key card any longer. It's the international smart card. So possibly through, say, London or England or whatever, they have that Arab bank. If you wanted to have an account in Iraq, unless there's something easier comes available, which it might, right? That's how you could do that. You just have to establish an account with one of those banks. You get the international smart card, right? And you could put the money out of country in that bank, but spend it wherever you are, right? Because you have the international smart card. So offshore, but is it offshore? I don't know. When I think of offshore, I think about the Cayman Islands and all that, right? But I guess it is, right? It's offshore money. But yeah, so that is in the works. So yeah. And also they confirmed no, The lower denominations are not out, and they are not showing them on TV. And I know you guys want to listen to the people with 50,000 subscribers, and that's fine. Go ahead and do that. But I'm just telling you, think about it. Why would, if they were out, why would only 2 people in America see them? You don't have an answer, right? And they're worthless. They are absolutely worthless unless they change the rate. Right? So, but it doesn't matter. If they're out, they're out. We still can't go to the bank, right? So that's why I know why people would get excited if they were out, because that must mean they're getting ready to change the rate, right? But just by them being out, there's still, we need to be able to go, right? But anyway, okay, so here's Samir Al-Nusari, and he's talking about central banks' precautionary foreign reserves. And this is actually a short article for him. I did not bold this part. I don't know why it copied like that, but it did. But I did bold this part. So he's talking about the growth in the reserves. Here's the Arab Monetary Fund, right? So lots of people are starting to come into Iraq's banking system, but the monetary also, right? And looking to see how they're doing things, because they're the only country getting monitored by, who are those people? Oliver Wyman, and then the others, right? So, yeah. I mean, if I was all those other countries, I'd be a little leery too. Well, we can get into Iraq, but is America going to be looking at us too? Are they going to be scrutinizing our transactions? Yeah. If you transact with Iraq, they certainly are. And who wants eyes that have no business being on your stuff, right? But, So, and then this was big news also over there. Adopting a loan default insurance policy represents a qualitative shift. Here's another qualitative shift in the lending structure. So if you read this, if you've ever had a mortgage and you put down less than 20%, there's another little payment they make you pay. You put in escrow for in case you default. At least that's how it was for me. Wow, has it been 30 years? 25 years ago, I bought my house. We bought our house. I was married. I'm no longer married. But anyway, so we put 10% down. So until we paid the other 10%, right? So your 80% mortgage, then they sent, since we didn't default, they sent us that money back. Now, I don't know if that's how that is going to work, but in essence, that's what this is. It's default, such as death, total disability, loss of employment, or any force majeure circumstances. That money will kick in and pay the mortgage for you. And then this was a big story yesterday, which I don't think has anything to do with the RV. It's good for Iraq, but Central Bank of Iraq obtains the International Business Continuity Certificate. Oh, it's missing the other parentheses. ISO 22301 2019. So there he is, and I'm going to show you the pictures. The pictures aren't there. What? Let me see. There they are. Look. Why are they over here to the right? I tried. I really did try. But anyway, so here you see, it looks like all these chairs are full. So it was a big deal for them. And there they are. Right here, they're probably singing. Well, it sounds like they're singing, but I think someone's saying a prayer. Because they open all their stuff with prayer. And then there they are, sitting down. And there's some other people talking. Yeah. Someone else talking. But look at them in their suits. There's a few women. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 women. And the rest are men. And there, I guess, is that the actual certificate? I don't know. I think it is. Probably a copy of it. But yeah, so there's another achievement for them. Yay, hurrah. But 1310 is what the CBI says. So there, I put that there twice. But so I'll end up deleting the first one. So if you're following along in the video, I'm going to delete this one. I'll just leave it there because it'll mess you up. Oh my gosh, we're at 20 minutes already. Okay, what is this? Iraq and Britain discuss activating bilateral agreements and memorandum of understanding. So I'm going to skip that because it says the same thing. They all say various sectors working together, blah, 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 right? Sudani, we are committed to implementing reforms, provided they do not affect citizens with limited income. So, and here he's talking to a group of, look, 2 levels. There's 2 layers of people sitting there. And he shook all these people's hands. The first row people got to shake his hand. See? There he is. Alright, here's the means if you'd like to support. Oh, shout out Felicia's Fantastic Jewelry Boutique, I think is the name. My sponsor, and TE, of course. And Hyderabad, y'all. Someone in Hyderabad, Pakistan downloaded a transcript from RSS.com. Woo! I'm like, that is something else. I hope it helps you. Come back. Alright. So yeah, if you'd like to support my FX buddies, there's how you do it. Big or small, I appreciate it all. And Buy Me a Coffee will be a live link when this is a live blog. Cash App is always live. I still haven't done the video on Cash App. Oh, speaking of videos, if you'd like to get in on a coin, remember, I said I was going to talk about it, but then someone said, well, where can I find the information? So, it's right here. If you're on the blog, new and hot, front of the line, but I can't click on it right now because it's not live. So you would have to go to the blog, and this is over to the right under blog archive. And actually, tomorrow, November 1st, is going to be there. So you might have to drop down October. You see, they're already dropped down now, but that's because we're in October. But once November comes, October is going to close. But if you click this, it drops down. So it's a coin, but it's pre-ICO. It's not even pre-ICO. It's pre. At this moment, you don't need a wallet. You just sign up. If you sign up from my link, you get 5,000 extra coins, but you have to come in with $30. But that's not a lot of money. But I know for some people it is. But on November 16th, it's going to double. So the price of the coin right now is 0.0005. November 16th, the price, or the cost, what's the right word? Cost price is going to go to 0.0010. And then December, he's going to take it live. And it's everything. It's legitimate. It has a white paper. It's going to be tied to energy, hydro energy, not oil. Yeah, so it's really good. I mean, I've never been able to be in at this level on a coin, right? So, yeah. So there, if you want that information, and I'll put the link in the description box also. All right, so we're at 25 minutes, so I'm quickly going to go through this. The other stuff, oh no, you know what? I'm going to skip. Well, I do want to show you one thing that's funny. So, the Mark Savaya there, he's been there, and he's been busy. He is the envoy. Some people like him there, some people don't. Iran is not happy with him being there. I'm going to show you what they call him. But he's making very positive statements like this. Iraq is of paramount importance to the region and the United States. But they are very boldly saying, look, we're here. We want the ministries. I read it on the last one. 7 major ministries. We want to pick the CBI governor, and we're going to pick the prime minister. So just deal with it. They're not even skirting around the issue. They flat out said it. Just like the neighbor is saying, no, we want that, right? But so we'll see who wins out. This is a very good article. Impact on the U.S. interest rate cut and its impact on Iraq. A new test of the seriousness of investing in global changes. And there you have the dollar, because they're talking about the Federal Reserve and the dollar. But this is basically citizen education, and it's really good. All right? I know it's kind of long, but look at this. Washington identifies potential areas of interest. But that one word starts with a T and it ends with a T. I'm just not going to say it. Right? In Venezuela, and hints at imminent in baseball, when you swing 3 times and you miss, you something out. Yep, that's the word that's there. But then there's another. No, this is out of Iraq's news. But then I saw it. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. They asked the U.S. president, are you going to, do that? And he says, no. But watch this weekend. Watch what happens this weekend. But anyway, so, and I mean, did they really think he would answer that? Honestly, if he was going to do it, oh yeah, let me just blast it out to international press. Yeah, this is a military move I'm going to make. What's wrong with them? Anyway, so this is what, okay, listen to this article and tell me the title, and tell me who you think wrote the title. The U.S. President's pot shop pal takes charge of Iraq with a mega message. Yes, that is an article out of the Neighbors News. And you could read that, and they do a pretty good idea of covering what he said, because he's posted on Facebook, he's posted on Twitter, which I guess I'm going to have to start calling X. And here, make Iraq great again. Yeah, so interesting. Okay, so we're going to close out with this. It's not very long, so this is a video. The video is titled, Washington affirms support for Iraq's path to stability, sovereignty, and prosperity. Isn't that lovely? And this is, so in the beginning, the word was with God. I'm just kidding. In the beginning of this video, some words in English are going to pop up. So you'll have to pause it and read them. It's only a 2-minute. Oh, I wanted to show you this. Look at this. Your pension is now electronic. Discover how to register easily and securely on the digital platform. So they log in. This is them holding their international smart card. They log in and I don't know, what it tells them, but see, there's a cell phone there, and I'm not sure what this says. But I'm like, good luck with that. The pensioners. The pensioners. Your pension is now electronic. That's my phone. Discover how to register easily and securely on the digital platform. Can you just imagine the conversations around that? Okay, but why did I go over there? Oh, I was trying to find the video. But you'll see everything that I've been looking at. I don't want to. Oh, here, there's that. All right. Well, whatever. So let me tell you what it says, and then we'll be out of here. This message comes from Washington to Baghdad, this time with a new voice, but a clear message. The United States affirms its support for Iraq's path towards stability, sovereignty, and prosperity in its statement, the first since his appointment as special envoy of the president, American president. There's his name. Okay. Then Mark Zavia affirmed that Iraq is moving in the right direction politically and economically after steps he described as important to strengthen state institutions and reduce foreign interference. Zavia stressed that Iraq's stability will not be achieved except through unifying the security forces under the banner of the central government, and that there is no room for any force operating outside state authority. And in doing so, he places the security decision-making unit at the heart of policy, American policy. Excuse me, sorry. American policy towards Baghdad. And in an indirect signal, the U.S. envoy warned against foreign interventions. You see, I'm trying not to laugh, right? Stressing that the future of Iraq and the region depends on neutralizing negative influences. That's not good that they use that. Neutralizing. Anyway. Neutralizing negative influences, regional, especially those that affect the sovereignty of the country. Economically, Zavia called for an opening markets to international companies to participate in the reconstruction of Iraqi infrastructure, in a step that shows Washington's desire to link political stability with economic prosperity. With this speech, the U.S. administration is outlining a new phase in relations with Baghdad, a phase based on supporting the central state and opening the door. And I don't know why it says imam here, but that's this, that's the translation, right? But so I'm gonna think that means two with something, right? But long-term economic partnership. And that's what Sadani's been pushing. Partnership. We're partnering. You're not coming in and exploiting us like you did in the past, right? But yeah, good luck with that. All right, so I was going to answer 2 questions, but I'm going to hold that over because it's already 34 minutes. Okay? All right, so I'm sure I'll post tomorrow. I'm hoping there'll be more exciting news tomorrow. But thank you. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your encouragement. Hang in there. 12 days, 11 days till the election? And, it seems that we are really gonna significantly decrease the neighbor's influence this time around. So we'll see how that goes. Enjoy your weekend for those of you who disappear for the weekend. And accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss any meals and pay all your bills. Enjoy the rest of your morning, night, noon, whatever time frame you are indulging in this content. And until tomorrow.